Okay, so we have our handle here, but what we don't have is our this little decoration, this fox decoration. So it's going to go to the front view, and let's build that right now. So I'm just going to click on a new layer, and what we're going to do is we're going to go to create, and then shapes, and then line. Now if you create a line and drag, you'll get the curve. It'll be able to be curvable. If you just click and then you let go, it's going to be a straight line. There's not going to be any curve. Um, and when doing this, the least lines possible, or the least points possible, is the best method. And we can get rid of these points later, and we're going to edit the position of these points and the handlebars later on, right after we get this fully made. And that'll help us. We can add points, we can get rid of points. But right now we just got to make this full selection here. And I'm just doing this just very quickly here, just for the purposes of this tutorial. Obviously, if I was doing this for, for real, I would spend a little more time. We are going to clean this up quite a bit, though, after I just connect this piece here. And then you hit, make sure you click on it and close spline, yes. It's very important that you close that spline. So now we can grab our points, and what I'm talking about here is these handlebars here. You can control click on them, and they will move your points around. If you bring them close together, it straightens it. Bring it farther apart, it curves it more. This is where we're at right now. So I just want to move this point in here, and then basically like that. And we'll just kind of clean up this line work here. This point we don't need. If we just bring this, that'll make us a better end of the wing there. Okay, kind of like the beak here, or snout, his nose. So this is just a rough outline here. You get kind of the idea, though. First make the lines, and then you can edit them later. Kind of get whatever shape you're really trying to get after you already make the entire piece. Okay, so kind of gone along and made these all moved. So I'm just kind of cleaning this up a little bit more. We don't need this point. We just drag this point out, and that will make it just how we want it. Just finishing up this tail here. And that about does it for that. Okay, so now that's done. So let's draw this half of this, and then we'll mirror the other half over. So I'm just going to create another line, and first thing I'm going to do is this kind of shield thing here. And just connect them, and then we'll take a new line, and draw the bottom here. I mean the inside here. And connect them. And we can create these smaller shapes in here. Partially this kind of fan looking thing. Delete that, start over. Okay. I'm just going to go back in and move some of these points. I don't like the way that they originally were placed, so I'm just going to refine them here. Now sometimes it won't let you move these verts, so you just gotta kind of play around with it and try the other one. Okay, so that looks good. Then let's start on this top piece here. Okay, close that spline, and we're gonna have to edit this pretty good here, because this looks like kind of a mess here, but we're almost in too close. Move these around, just kind of get rid of this one, get rid of this one. The less points you have, the less it's going to look choppy or make a line look uncurved. So you just kind of got to use your own discretion on what points to keep, which ones to not. I don't really think that one was necessary. So we'll just delete this one as well. And just kind of make this rounded shape. That's not too shabby, too bad. Delete this one. Okay. So now I'm just going to create the inside of this, like this middle part here. So that we can kind of actually the only piece I need to do is just this middle right here, this kind of piece that goes right here, and then I'm going to refine the vertices a little bit more. And then we've got this inside to do. So just quickly, I'm just going to show you. This isn't really a tutorial on how to draw lines, so I'm just gonna do this very quickly, and then I'll show you how to make this into 3D once we get these lines drawn. But I just want to get all these details, and I might even fast forward a little bit ahead and just kind of show you the ending of how this is going to all work once we extrude the faces and then extrude them out and then make the full Okay, so I've gotten these shapes drawn, and now I'm just kind of refining these lines just to get a better overall shape. Getting rid of ones that I don't need, getting ones that are going to create problems, make the shape look a little jaggedy. This one we don't really need. It looks more round now. Same with this one. And you just drag these points out, and that one looks pretty good, that shape. Just going to edit a few more of these shapes here, and then we'll extrude this into 3D. So it's looking fairly good so far. I'll fast forward through this later. So I basically just give you the idea of what has to go into this. Let's correct this one here. It's going to be where a lot of people are looking, right at the bottom here. So that's good. Okay. So now that we have our shapes drawn, I'm going to turn off our reference, and we're going to extrude these and then cut them out, and then we'll mirror this other half to make the other half. So first thing I'm going to do is just copy these in case we mess up. Another copy of it. So just click on this and then go to extrude. It will extrude that for you, and then we'll just select those polygons and extrude them fully out more. So let's do the same thing with all of these. Just select them all. Just go to extrude. So now I think, okay, so now this piece up here is going to be the same, but these inner pieces here we're going to have to extrude them out. So what I kind of want to see here is that the pieces on the outer edge, so like this piece here is going to be open. So what we're going to do is we're going to let's select them all, and then I'm going to go to Edit Poly, and then we're going to extrude their faces to get some depth. What we're going to do is we're going to extrude these out. So if we go to our perspective view, and then on our Extrude Modifier, if you're just choosing them out, we can choose, about that thickness there. We'll do the same thing with these ones. Just extrude them out, and it's going to do all of our parts for us. So now, if we click on this part here and just kind of scale it up bigger, I'm going to click on this, our outer part, and we're going to subtract the inner part. So we're going to go to Compound Objects, and then Boolean, and then make sure the subtraction A to B is on, and then pick the usually is default, and then pick this shape here, and that's going to cut that out of there. And then these are all the shapes, and then to get that back to Edit Poly, you just go back to click on Edit Poly and then collapse. So now go to our front view, and put the reference back on, and then turn ours off. Wrong reference. So there we go. And so we have a few holes down here that we have to make. So we'll just grab these, go back to our perspective view, and just scale them out. And we'll do the same thing with this, but what we want to do first is make these all editable poly, and then collapse them. And then I'm going to take this one, and why we did that is so I can take this one and attach it to this one, so that we only have to do the subtraction just once. Just seems to work better that way. If you do it twice, it can mess the lines up, so the geometry is going to be a little bit messed up. So now that we did them both at the same time, it works well. And then go to Edit Poly and go to Collapse All. So now that we have that in 3D, we're going to turn off my reference and just select all this, and I'm just going to make sure all this is an editable poly, and then I'm going to collapse it, and that gets rid of any of the history or anything that this object had its extrusion thing on there, so that's all gone now. So these are actually just objects now, they're just polygons. So looks like this piece up here didn't extrude, so if we just click on it and then click the border, we can go to cap. That's going to cap that for us. So now that's a piece. Okay, so I'm going to grab all this and move it up, make a copy up here, and then what I'm going to do is do a turbo smooth on it. Or actually, first we're going to do a tessellate and make sure it's on tension as 0, and then we can switch, keep it on polygons and make it like maybe 2, and that's going to do it for that whole shape. And then I'm just going to do a quick save, because once we turbo smooth this, it might crash it. I don't know, it's always a possibility when you're doing a lot of polygons. So we go to turbo smooth. That gave us a good smooth shape, and we've already done this, but I haven't done it in the tutorial yet. But we're going to use this to make our low poly normal map. So basically we have our high poly sculpt here, and we're going to take this and basically go to our side view, which would be the left view. And I'm just going to take these and go to Edit Poly, and I'm going to delete all their faces except for the front ones. So if we go back to our front view, now we just have one face, so there's no depth to this at all, and that's kind of the way that we want it, because we don't want too many polygons in our scene. So what we'll do is I'm going to grab this and make a new layer and call this Fox HP for high poly, and then I'm going to take these down here and make a new layer and call it Fox LP for low poly, and I'm just going to select these high poly ones just to group them and bring them down to here, and then grab our low poly and move them into place. This will probably be better in the front view. So there they're in place, and now we can bake the normals in them, and then we can use the low poly for our door, which is going to be this part here. So let's I think we've already done that because it's in our texture sheet already. I just didn't record it from before, but so okay, so I'm going to select our low poly and rename that to Fox low poly, and then we're going to grab our high poly and select that and attach it. Once we hide our low poly, attach it to everything that's showing, which is all the high poly stuff. And now that's just one object, so we'll name that Fox high poly. And I'm just going to collapse it all. Okay, so now let's turn on our low poly, and we don't need these lines anymore, so we'll delete those. And then I'm going to take my low poly and put a map it to a UV. It's a mess right now, so we're just going to click on the Polygon Tool, and then I'm just going to do a simple front and back. Actually, that's not going to be the right. Wait, why do we have our handle here? Is that all one piece? Oh, okay, I think we put that all in one piece. So let's just select just this. And isolate it. Attach that.